Let's see how you do under pressure. Oh. Yeah, I've been wanting this forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Okay. Hey. Yeah. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra, extra. Walk with me, you know that I got it. Come with me, let's take a trip to the islands. We up on the jet, we'll do more than just fly on it. Stand on that hill, you gon' die on it. Boom, boom. Baby, I'm not one of them, you should try on it. Miss me with all that, I'm on it in next. Whip this up, I send you back to your ex. But good luck with that, this is big as it gets. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. Give them a name to remember. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. A moment can live on forever. Yeah. Oh, shoot. They don't let me shoot a whole clip. Firepower in this coalition. We just turned the field into a demolition. It was desolate, but I had premonition. I was training for war every exhibition, every extra mission, every enemy listening. Get off my dick, I got bad intentions. Make it right every wrong, and I'm back with a vengeance. I show you the ropes. Peace in my town, I can show you the coast. Up in the shots if they wanted to smoke. If you know, then you know. Suited up, my whole team do the same. Don't you forget who created the game. Ready for war, I was born with grenades. The trenches where soldiers are made. Let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. Give them a name to remember. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. A moment can live on forever. Let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. Give them a name to remember. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. A moment can live on forever.
Oh, I was just saying hello, everyone.
Hello.
Oh man, I just got up from a nap and I am rested. Oh, hey Eve, our very loyal Eve. Thank you for showing up.
Hello.
Helping us with modding. Fair Lady. Hey Lisa K. I don't care what anyone says. Say that doesn't rhyme. Shoot. Lisa K knows how to research. People give her so much.
That was bad.
Yeah.
That was really
Phoebe, hey.
Hello.
Hey Vicky. Hey Beth Ann. Robin.
Vicky, we have a book club tomorrow.
Hey Christina. Hey Cher.
Oh, I'm not allowed to speak about my book club.
You can talk about anything tonight. So tonight,
well, somebody said this is not a book club, remember?
Thanks, Rain Dancer. They're not, I shouldn't say that. They're not mean. I'm going to talk a little bit. We are, okay, here's the thing about haters. And I even calling them haters is a little too extreme. Here's the thing about people who talk about you on YouTube. And many of you go through this every day, every week, if you're at all on YouTube.
Rita.
People are going to talk about you usually for a lot of different reasons. And they're going to then go to your next live and they're like, ooh, let's see what kind of reaction we got. And so I was just going to like jump into our topics, chat with you all. But there was a comment that came in just 10 minutes ago that made me really think a lot about why people are
like us.
or not just us in particular,
Don't
but
trust.
hate in general, or like dislike other creators, or just like some creators. And I did want to touch on it because it really, I mean, the person was a little rude, so I did have to hide it. But if that person who just posted that comment is watching, you might be temporarily hidden. Hear me out. Listen to what I have to say. Email me at either my Facebook Messenger or rdub02@gmail.com, and let's talk, because I think you have a very warped perception of Jen and I think some people do out there, and I get it. Like, I actually get it. Yeah, Phoebe, I sort of jealousy, but it's not. It's I'll talk about it. I think it's an important topic to talk about, because it explains you all too that get hate. You may recognize that some of this that's directed at you is misdirected feelings people have about themselves and stuff. But I mentioned a million times, I'm going to mention again, because people were mentioning whatever was said out there. A couple people sent me a video that I immediately told them, remember, I have channels hidden. I don't see this, and I don't want to even, I'm not going to open it. I didn't open it, but people were telling me a couple things that the topic was. And again, it sounded like it was why we publish videos, which most of you who, my shirt says mean people suck. Most of you
I have one too, but I've never worn it.
and you have the Ryan Finds Truth one.
I wear that.
Yeah. Most of you, all of you, I think, who've been with us for a while, you've heard me say multiple times over and over. Yeah, I agree, Cher. It's part of it, I think.
We've been through a lot in the 27 years that we've been married. I mean, it
Yeah.
didn't,
Actually, Cher was not a fan because we were starting out with, like, I had just started researching, and I'm like, I want to start searching somewhere. So we started with
Right.
Donna's locations, and
right.
won't share her opinion of Donna, but that
Sure.
was, yeah.
Sorry.
So I will repeat this again, and I'm hoping that the people who are hoping there's some reaction to whatever was posted listen to this carefully, because you may not have heard this before, like our platform, our tribe has. They've heard it a million times, but a mentor once told me you have to repeat something 7 times before someone remembers it. So I'm going to repeat this for at least the 10th
For me,
time.
it takes like 100.
Yeah. Okay. There's 2 reasons we publish our videos. And I'm going to say I recognize that there are locals, and I know locals I've talked to who do search. They actually record videos for the first reason we do, and that is you've got to record your activity, because if you come across a crime scene, you need something to show law enforcement. This is why we're here. This is what we did. This is where we walked. This is what we touched. Even people that aren't on YouTube and search on their own, they record for that reason.
Yes, Dreamweaver too.
Hey, Vicky. Oh, we can maybe work that out, getting you a t-shirt. The second reason is that, so a lot of them don't have this second reason, and we decided to, and it is an ethical decision. It's like a lesser of 2 evils. So if we do find anything, you're never going to see the video until maybe a year later, because the evidence, it has to be, it's probably going to become evidence. And you got to wait for it to go through court. And once a person gets convicted, although some creators told me they only wait a couple weeks and they publish, even if they find something, which to me is crazy. I don't know if I would do that. But anyway, we would hold on to it.
Thank you, Phoebe.
When we don't, and thank you, Phoebe.
Am I being too,
no, it's just the comments can be distracting.
Yeah.
We got a comment that, anyway. And I lose my train of thought too. The second reason is an ethical decision. It's the lesser of 2 evils. And what we chose to do is, if we don't find anything, and this may be disappointing for some of you who, like, on the edge of your seat waiting for us to find something in these videos, if we immediately post something like the next week of something someplace we went, most likely we didn't find anything. If we're immediately posting it, we post it because people love to see the videos and what we're doing to search and places we're visiting, things like that. And we know people like to see that, and we know that's going to draw in an audience. That's absolutely going to draw in an audience. We know that. And I try to make it interesting so people enjoy watching our videos, because when you build a platform, doors open. Things start happening and opportunities start happening that give you more power, more opportunities to do more for missing families. We now have access to divers.
Still there. Sorry, I'm trying to remember.
We now have access to divers. We now have access to, we just a couple weeks ago got cards from an EMS organization in North Carolina. If we ever need advice, and actually he's a deputy too. We now can get a boat. We now can get underwater drone. And so, and of course we have our mentor so we have access to a security team if we need it. We would never have access to all of these things if we didn't post the videos. Other searchers who chose not to post the videos publicly, they do that for fine reasons, and they don't like posting their stuff on YouTube. Perfectly fine.
Yeah, it's not for everybody.
They don't have access to that stuff. And what's a little ironic is because we do, and because we have more and more contacts, we have a drone expert who has like unlimited equipment that can help with underwater air drone search. We can actually help these locals who don't post their videos. We can help them search. We actually are planning to collaborate with some local folks, some of which I think you may know, who do search, and we are going to be working together on, I think, a area closer to the home. We couldn't bring our resources to that search that will open up a whole area of ground if it wasn't for what we do and what we publish. I think that's the last time I'm ever going to say why we publish our videos. If people don't understand it, or they're just deaf and can't hear this, I'm not going to keep repeating it. People just either get it or they don't. So that's why we publish the videos. I do know the channel that was the video was sent to me. Again, I don't know what they said. I do know this channel is a mod for what YouTube would consider a competitor channel. Another couple who does the same exact thing we do, and they have ads, and they make ad revenue from YouTube. Cam and Alley, Cracking Cases. They're a mod for Cracking Cases. And if you think about that, that's like someone who works for Chevy pretending to be an unbiased reporter slamming Ford. You know what I mean? Like, they're not unbiased. They're not on a moral high horse. They have other motives for attacking someone who is their friend's competition. So take it or leave it, whatever for whatever it's worth. That's what that person's all about. And I'm not going to mention the name because that's why they attack you too. It's because they want you, especially if your subscriber count keeps going up and up and up. Oh my gosh, haters love that. Channels like that love that because they want you to mention their name. They want their channel to be mentioned by you because that puts their channel in front of a larger audience. So if you get attacked, don't attack back. Don't mention them on your channel. Don't try to slam them or attack them, because that's all they want is their name to be in front of your audience. And you're giving into it, and you're giving them exactly what they want. No matter how negative you think you're going after them. Thank you, Robin. You're so sweet.
Thank you.
So that's the second thing. And the third thing is really important, and you may have input on this because we talked about this a little earlier, is the comment of why people don't like you hit me hard and it wasn't because it insulted me. It's because I felt it. Like, I get it. I empathize with how that woman was feeling when she posted that comment. And I think it reflects, I'll tell you in a second. I think it reflects what a lot of people who may not like us, they don't like us because there's a perception about us that they either get from another channel or they see in us now where we are today in our lives. And this comment was really fascinating because it was basically that the haters may just not like the fact that you're flaunting your wealth or you're flaunting the things you have. And here, this person who's watching this probably has to work 15-hour days standing on their feet at a factory. And, they see me with this big Jeep. They see me with kayaks, and now I've got a boat, right? And they think they see a beautiful house. Like behind us, this looks like a beautiful house. It's a little cottage.
It's very small.
It's very small. I did not shave my
close enough. You'll see a whole
lily pad. I
mess
didn't shave my legs yet. Know that video we did on the creek? I had the camera like facing my leg. It was so funny. And I do have like I French Canadian.
He's a manly man.
I got hair, but someone said shave your legs. I'm like, where I grew up, guys don't shave their legs.
No, I wouldn't like that, believe it or not. I don't like that.
So, they see what they think is a nice house, and they think that was something, that's who we are. Like, we are someone who I would call it wealthy, middle class. They think we're middle class, or they think they're upper middle class. And what I want to say to that person and all those people that actually believe that about us is, wow, you don't, what you don't know about someone, you may not realize like what you don't know about that person. Where I think, Jen, you grew up in kind of a middle class family. Yeah, I agree.
And but also I was an only child, so
You were an only child.
I was an only child.
I was
but-
jealous of Jen a little bit when we met in college. I was jealous of her because her parents would help her in college a little bit.
They're also older parents. Like my dad was 40 when they
Right.
had me. So, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, and so the way I know waxing is what.
No, this one.
I don't think Jen wants to sleep next to Pokey Pine legs after the hair grows back. Yes, yeah, it's nice and luxurious and soft right now.
Thank you.
The way I grew up, I don't know if I ever talked about how I grew up, but we were Northern Maine, and so Northern Maine, there wasn't a whole lot of work. My dad had a really good job when I was growing up. Really good job up there is working at a chip plant because there's wood factory up there, wood industry, and that's all there really was for work. He did pretty good until I was about 8 or 9, and then they had major layoffs. This was in the 90s when they had the recession. My dad lost his job when I was very young. We didn't have a ton of money. We had like 5 children in the family. So even when he was working, it wasn't like we had a ton of stuff. But it went downhill really fast. I mean, in elementary school, I was still in elementary school. We were like literally getting donations of food in boxes dropped off to our door from beautiful neighbors who were helping our family. The nuns, it was like a very Catholic community, so even the nuns would bring us secondhand clothes that we had to kind of go through and see what fit us and what didn't. And I would wear secondhand clothes to high school. So when I was going to high school, I actually was made fun of by the wealthier ones who had brand new clothes, brand name clothes. And I was so jealous. I remember saying to myself, and this is why I get that comment, I totally get it, is I said a few times, I hated some of those kids who their parents gave them a car. They had brand new clothes. And I was so mad. I was so jealous. My first car was, I got my first car, not even freshman year of college. See, I wanted to get out of that.
I drove him around.
I wanted to get out of that. She drove me around. And we met my sophomore year. I still didn't have a car. My sophomore year of college, I couldn't afford it.
He just liked me for my car.
I had to work to pay for the school. And my motivation for getting an engineering degree was because I wanted to get out of that situation. Like I didn't want to grow up. I hated growing up poor. I didn't want my kids to grow up poor. And so I just worked. I did what I had to do to get that engineering degree, even if it killed me, even if I had to do it crawling on my hands and knees. I finally got my first car when I was a junior in college by maxing out my first credit card. That's how I got my first car, my first credit card.
Yeah.
And that was the only way I could do it. My dad couldn't co-sign because he didn't have any credit. So that feeling that you're expressing about yourself, seeing me now in my life, where I am right now, where we are right now, you don't know where we came from. You don't know what we had to do to get there. I was lucky. I will say I was privileged. I was privileged in a way because luckily I got good grades. Like, even though I didn't have a lot, I studied my pants off and I got really good grades in high school and I was able to get a scholarship. Well, even a scholarship, if you think about it, a scholarship is a privilege. It gives you the advantage of being able to pay for college. Although I will say, even if I didn't get the scholarship, if you don't have a lot of money, don't think you can't go to college. If you don't have my financial means, you have more financial aid available to you. Just putting that out there.
We're really learning that right now with our girls.
If you are struggling and you think you can't go to college, not that college is good for everything. Don't think if you go to college for like basket weaving, you're going to get further in life. Sorry to anyone who is a basket weaver. But the trades are fantastic. Go to school for plumbing, go to school for electrician. Art is hard to get work in.
I know,
but
necessary
you know,
for
there's
quality of life.
there's financial aid, and it can get you out of that situation. But I know a lot of people don't even have the opportunity for that. So I feel it. I understand what you're saying. And if you're, especially if you're in down here in this community or a community in the South, and you're watching these videos and you're like, this jerk, you know, they have all this stuff and they're now getting a boat, and an engine and all this gear.
We have lived on this lake for what, 4 years without a boat. We live on a lake, but we don't have a boat.
Yeah, even living on a lake, someone would be like, "You're so lucky. How did you pull that off?" And I mean, we pulled it off because
by luck.
it was total luck. We could never afford a place like this. We were renting it, and the landlady, had it her whole life, and she was like, "I'm going to sell this place. Going to give you guys first dibs." The water happened not to be in here yet, so we got this crazy deal. Really, and we loved her. She was like family to us, and so we ended up getting it. We couldn't afford a place like this, people. Like, we could not.
We got a good deal.
Our whole
just happened to be in a place where we could do it.
Our whole lives, it was we wanted to have a family, a parent at home with the kids, so we had to figure out how to make a one income work. And one income, I'll tell you, one income, you got to make, I don't know, ridiculous amount, because I have friends who are 2 incomes and they are engineers. That would be amazing to be able to have that much. But anyway, that's jealousy again, right?
He's making me feel bad.
No, because it was important to have that for our children. And and
I'm a homebody. I can't.
Even as an engineer, being the one income responsible for the children, their well-being and their needs, we had to sacrifice. I mean, we had to get secondhand cars. We ended up getting a minivan that was our first new one, I think, that we barely could afford. So I'm just putting this out here, not for sympathy. I don't want anyone's sympathy ever, but I want you to understand that if you are struggling, or if you've struggled financially, holy cow, I totally understand what you're suffering under, the burdens you're suffering under, how hard it is, especially in this economy. Dear Lord,
it's crazy.
A gallon of milk is now, like, I remember when I was like,
everything
just a few years ago,
bag of chips $5.
Everything's it's like $5 instead of dollar store, $5 store. It's insane. Hey Tia, hey Miss Tia.
I enjoy getting my clothes at Goodwill. I only shop at Goodwill, don't I? I got this shirt at Goodwill.
Yeah, Jen's learned these habits over the years of, like, how to be frugal, because we had to.
I like it.
And she still is frugal. And so it's like, and everything that we do now, I'm going to repeat this too. I think I've said this before to everyone. All ad revenue, all donations. There aren't a whole lot of donations that come in, but there's, like you saw tonight, there's in lives, we may get, a bunch of $10 donations, maybe. Sometimes we've gotten like this huge $100 one, which just blows our mind. And all that goes to an account, and that goes toward finally being able to, we were saving up for a boat, didn't quite have enough, so we did it on loan, but some of that money went toward that. It pays for the underwater drone. We have not made money yet. I don't know I don't see how search channels can make
I think, if anything,
money.
We've spent more.
Up until now, we're definitely in the negative. And I now earn less online because I don't work as an editor anymore. So that was a lot of income that I used to make that I don't make anymore, but we're willing to make that sacrifice for this search, for looking for missing children, missing people. That has been more rewarding to me than making that extra money. And I don't get why people think that doing this, I'll tell you, maybe it's possible if all we did was sit here and all we did was talk.
Yeah.
All we did was cover cases. Maybe it's possible to make money that way.
Maybe.
But I don't know.
I really enjoy sitting here talking to you guys. I really, really do. But it's just one of the perks.
Yeah, it is nice being able to talk to you all. I mean, just being able to connect with you all. We feel like I don't know. I feel like we're getting to know a lot of you we see often, and we talk to you offline sometimes, and we just feel like we know you all really. We love our platform. We love our community. The type of people you are the type of people we are, and I just feel that so much. So we did have the topic of conspiracies tonight. I came home. Usually I prep for lives, and I came home and I'm like, work right now is insane. I was interviewing people at work all day, like I do sometimes at night for this work. And so I'm like talking to people all day at my day job, and
Well, is it day job, work,
work,
and then after
night
work, and work.
I just crashed. I just laid down. I'm like, I'm so
I could
exhausted.
hear him snoring up there after like 5
Yeah.
minutes.
So I got up like an hour ago. I looked up one of the conspiracies I heard about that I wanted to dig into, but that took like, I don't know, 5 minutes to debunk, and I just didn't have time to do more. So we can talk about whatever you guys want to talk about.
Research.
If this is a boring live because we're just chatting with everyone, feel free to leave. I mean, we're not doing this for always.
I would like you to stay.
Whatever. I mean, if you're bored, you can come in and out. We'll talk about any topics you want to talk about. Anything you've talked about that either if we've researched it, we can talk about. We can talk about the summer case currently. We may have some, I don't know what we can share about what we're doing, but we can talk about the summer case. Whatever you guys want to talk about tonight. It's a free-for-all live.
Can I just say that this past week has been interesting for me from my last video. I've gained 1 or 2 followers, haven't I? Or I had a few views on my last one.
Well, I think people were waiting to see, honestly,
how I felt.
Well, you've been holding off giving your opinion on the case, really? Your open opinion?
Hard for me to explain why. Like, I love to talk about it with Ryan. I love to talk about it with people in person, but I feel like if I say something and you can't respond to what I'm saying, I can't explain myself. You know what I mean? Like, if I say something, you can't say, but what do you mean about this? And I could tell you. But if I'm just talking,
I see.
You know, you can't respond to me till after, right? And you might take what I say the wrong way or whatever. That's the one thing you can't worry about as you do YouTube.
It is hard. You're right.
So, it was interesting. And
what was it? Getting the feedback from people that was the most interesting to you? Or?
I was so blown away by the majority of positive feedback and support and things. And but as I assumed, I was correct. I did get some hate. I think Ryan tried to save me from some of it. He was moderating my comments.
Well, when you first, and anybody else out there who starts a channel brand new, our mentor helped us with this concept. Is like, it's an open door to everyone, every type of person. And you're going to get I call them sock puppets. You all call them trolls. Back in the day when I was doing research in forums, and there would be these fake profiles, and we always called them sock puppets. Because that's
why you said
there were people that just don't have the courage to put their face in front of with their comments, so they just hide behind a fake account.
Right.
And so you get a lot of those at the beginning, but then you have to go through the process of like, okay, this person is just a hater, hide, and eventually it becomes just your community.
It just made me laugh because, for instance, it's probably obvious to you that I have a mole on my face. Someone said, "What's that thing on your face?" I'm like, I have no idea. There's something on my face? Oh my God. Thank you.
It's a good thing they told you.
I know, right?
My comment was pretty much, it's the same thing Marilyn Monroe and Cindy Crawford had, and women were jealous of their beauty too.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I have no idea what they're talking about.
Oh,
what?
I grew up the same way, middle class, if that's what it was called back in the 90s when it started to fizzle out. Yeah. Middle class is getting destroyed now, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
The struggle our parents went through is real. My dad couldn't afford stuff. Yeah. The recession in the 90s, early 90s was a nightmare. It tore down middle class families down into the lower income. And it was hard we weren't middle class. We were already lower middle, and we went way down further than most.
Barefoot Nanny. Try so hard with these names. Well, that's too bad. So you can't do audio books, then they make you fall asleep. Well, you could still join us and hear us listen to us talk, I guess.
Very
Discuss.
I've lost our eyes. Oh man, that's too bad. I will try to read comments more then. That's a good thing for accessibility of your viewers.
Mm,
Thank you for making us aware of that. That's a good point. A lot of folks don't have good eyesight.
it's true.
I can't just read what we're responding to.
Yeah.
I have a question from Robin up above, but I didn't even read this yet. Ryan, I know you're trying to follow all leads, but why just around the water? I know you get psychic readings, but there's so much land. Also, no hiding or hating from me. I don't know, Lily. I don't think I've ever seen anything from you I would consider hate. We don't just do water. I know the last few videos were really focused on water because we started working with Vern, who is a underwater drone expert. He has subs, and so we were. Oh, thank you. I thought that was a new one. Or is it?
No, it is. Thank you, June.
Thank you, June, for the $3 super sticker.
Right.
So Vern, we were testing out like first the Linville Falls, which we're publishing in reverse. It's really weird because I was waiting for the footage, which I got, but all of that was water. So you're gonna see like water last 4 videos. But if you go further back, we've done ground searches in and around all around the area. We've driven around the Beach Creek area with Andy. We've searched ground search at Andy's. We've done ground searches in Kingsport. Go ahead.
I think also though it's the time of year, like this is like prime time for searching the water, and even like in the fall it's almost better for ground searches because you can see more. So I think, and we just got introduced to this, so we're kind of like feeling it out. But yeah, at this time of year is best I would think, for water searches.
The summer, yeah. I mean, that's why like you don't have to go through thicket to get to a lot of water sources. A lot of the water locations.
Well,
was that the dog or the cat?
Our cat just thought he'd like to say hello. So yeah. I will go pick up his food all over the floor. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. That Tim Mullen thing, I didn't think people would think we would actually do something like that, like go to FunFest and take pictures of Tim taking pictures. But there were people talking about that the other night, and I'm like, that would be really funny, wouldn't it? And then everyone started voting on it. So it's like now it's, I think, the top voted on thing that people want us to do. When is FunFest over yet? Oh, you forgot about FunFest? It's been going on for like the last 2 weeks. I think this weekend is the last weekend. We might still have an opportunity to get Tim. Hey, Tim, if you're out there and you see us with a camera, don't mind. Unless you don't have your camera. If you're not taking pictures, I won't take pictures. But if you're taking pictures, I'm going to take pictures. I don't know. Jen, do you think if you go to Summer's home, you could feel something even if you're not on the property? Like off the property, like walking by the street or something? Oh gosh, yeah, she did feel things. Getting close, she definitely. So this is what I did the first time I ever, let's say, quote unquote, tested Jen is I wanted to see if she would feel anything going to the property. And so she didn't know much about the case at the time. She does a lot more now. This was early on. If you go back to our video, oh my gosh, what was it called? It's one where we were really focused on driving around, and Jen was trying to see what she felt in the area. And I'll try to publish it in the description after this if I could find the video. But you'll see when we drove by Ben Hill, she started for the first time ever. That was one of the first times she tried to open up. She had her eyes closed. I made her close her eyes as we were going down Beach Creek. She shut her eyes, and I'm like, just tell me what you're feeling. If you see anything behind your eyelids, describe it to me. I don't care how crazy it, because I made you close your eyes. And I'm like, I don't care how crazy it sounds, just tell me what appears and stuff. And so she did that. She had her eyes closed. I should have put, so people believed it, I should have put like a bandana around your eyes. Well, if people, just to like make sure people weren't like, well, she wasn't really looking. She was really looking, but anyway, she was not looking, I'll tell you. And I
really can't lie. I'm not a good liar.
No, she's a terrible liar.
I can't lie.
She starts like turning red and
Hyperventilating.
it was weird in that video because we approached Ben Hill
Hi, Cynthia.
and she immediately started being like, if I remember correctly, she started getting things before we even turned on the left. So I'm like, number one, in my head, I'm like, how did she know I was going to be just about to, we were that close. And so she started feeling things. And then she kept saying one thing after another, like images going on in her head.
Yeah, Kimberly has, I think. Yeah.
With Kimberly,
No,
there's no Kimberly.
Sorry.
Curiosity?
Curiosity. I don't know why I said Kimberly. Those are a lot of the things.
The
Yeah.
boulder, was it a boulder or a rock?
It was a rock, but
So
it was a large rock.
the things I remember her, do you remember all of the things you felt?
No.
Okay. So I remember at one point she was like a blanket down in front of the face.
Yeah, I do.
There was
Still there.
there was a
I'm sorry.
rock.
I have a hard
Yeah,
time
and a
seeing.
sheet. Thank you. Big boulder or a
Still
rock
there.
and
I'll
a
call you
sh-
still there.
and a
okay?
sheet.
Still the real Jack. Okay, I get it. Sorry, I was just trying to figure out somebody's name.
The other weird thing that happened was as we went up Simpson Road and went all the way to the end and realized it was a dead end. We turned back around, and as we're going back down Simpson Road and going to take a left onto Ben Hill, she was like, a dog, petting a dog. And I'm like, that was weird to me because I know there were various dogs in the area. But again, we don't know what it means. We don't know if it's just seeing things, you know what I mean? Like, so, but yeah, she definitely felt things when we went there.
No, I don't want your bone. Ew, it's gross.
Is it mostly feelings, Jen? Like, what is it? Oh, nice.
Excuse me for a second. Okay. Yes, mostly feelings.
Mostly just feelings.
Sometimes I get sensations like chills.
That was the first time I've seen you actually saw things. That was very different.
It was weird.
That doesn't happen often.
It doesn't always happen. But I was really trying hard. Like, I don't know. I have to concentrate. If I really want to do it, I have to concentrate. And it doesn't always work anyway. But Moon.
Come here, Moon. Come here, Moon.
I don't want your
Come
bone.
Come here. Come here.
Her bone's really gross.
Yeah, her bone's disgusting. But hey, come
Moon
on.
is clairvoyant. She could be.
Come on. Good girl. There she is.
She wants to share her bone with everybody.
Mm. Yeah, she feels energies. It's mostly energies.
I do. Yes. Yeah.
The visions, no, not
No,
that much,
I don't.
But that was
Once
weird.
in a great while,
Yeah.
but not.
Oh, I can't use this mouse with my left hand. Oh, Moon. We decided tonight
Yes, Moon is huge.
we're trying to keep her up later. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to pull you back. We're trying to keep her up later because she has been not wanting to go to bed at 8 anymore, and she's barking and
Crying.
So we let her stay up a little later.
whining.
She is getting big. I think she's just about the point. I've been reaching out to trainers to see if there's any opportunities to have someone start working with her.
I wish someone would work with her.
Yeah, well, there you go. You showed everyone your bone.
Any trainers out there?
You showed everyone your bone.
Okay, that was nice. Okay. Try again. Lemon,
sorry. Robin
bittersweet.
asked a question earlier.
What?
And it's about the point of this live was where is it? Well, anyway, Robin asked, what are some of the Summer Wells case conspiracy theories? Oh, there's the starred stuff. Is that it? Yes. So there's been a whole bunch. The two that came to mind for me when I was like, what are we going to cover for conspiracy theories? The two that came to mind, of course, was all the theories around the red truck. And to me, the most, I don't know what the word is. The thing that hit me hardest at one point was the one where they said, this is probably about a year ago, where it was like Robin Lane was one of the children of the Branch Davidians, one of the surviving children at Waco. And I'm like, I don't know. To me, that was really funny. Some of these conspiracies, and as you all know, in my past, I love debunking conspiracy theories. So when I hear a lot of these, I'm like, I got to look into this and see. I actually talked to Robin. I was talking to Robin since the beginning, since we first talked. We're working on this case. And the first thing I did, as normal people do, is talk to the source, right? So I went and I actually asked Robin, I'm like, you heard this conspiracy theory about you being one of the children of a Branch Davidian? And
That's just crazy.
Well, you can't really laugh in text, but she was laughing her butt off. With like,
Yeah.
emojis and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And she's like, it's just one more of the crazy thing
Well-
that people are saying. And
I mean, why would someone say that unless they were 100% sure? Because that's like a big claim.
well, so
I
that's,
don't understand that.
I had time to look at that one. And the one thing, the easiest thing to do is who were the children, right? Who are the children who were at Waco?
Mhm.
So let's just take a look. Who are the children that were at Waco? We've got the whole list. This was on Tampa Bay Times. There's lists everywhere out there. I just came across this one. Seemed like the most thorough. And you just look at the ages, like all the adults. There's a
Bobby
3-year-old.
Lane.
Dalen. I mean, you could see in the search field. Oh, you can't see the search field. I searched for Lane. So I've got a Bobby Lane, Koresh, which isn't even, I don't know, Bobby, Robin, but then the last name's Koresh. But that's 16 months old. The math doesn't math. She's
Math
like,
ain't mathing.
she's like 36 right now, I think, or
Yep,
something
math
like that.
ain't mathing.
Can I switch tabs without everyone seeing it? I'm gonna do this really fast. Okay. She's 42. So I have her info and that doesn't work. 16-year-old Lisa Martin. There was no,
How, like, she would have been too
they
young.
claimed she was 8 at the time.
What year? I'm so not.
Well, so Waco was in 1993.
Mm.
That's the other thing. So you look at Waco was in 1993. We know that Robin, sorry, Robin, for giving your birthday. I apologize. Was 1980. Yeah, was 1982. So if you do that math, I believe she would have been 11 years old, not 8. Is it 11? Yeah, 1983 minus 1982 is 11 years old. Again, the math doesn't math. Could she have changed her name? Her history, it doesn't even have anything, as far as I can see, where she lived. It's, there's Virginia, maybe Pennsylvania, I think. I don't know. There's no Texas connection unless anybody has found Texas. And even if you have a Texas connection, what does it prove? I could not even come close to me, like maybe the name of children not having hers in it partially debunks it, but then people will claim, you're going to contact her, Sandy? She'll just say the same thing, that it's a ridiculous theory. So yeah, there's no kids with that name, but again, conspiracy theorists are really good at taking evidence that might just debunk something, and it's the whole cognitive dissonance where they just, okay, well, if that's going to disprove it, then I'm just going to explain that. Just email Ryan with that information. What information? Then they twist with their belief to match the debunking evidence. And it's a non-stop thing, you guys. Like if you try to debunk conspiracies at all, it's never ending. It's one reason I got out of it, is because you can provide 50 receipts and they'll find 51 reasons to still believe. I got tired of it after like 10 years of trying to just disprove these insane things out there. It's tiring. It's just too tiring. So I'll tell you, it's a lot more, and it's a lot more uplifting to just do something good in the world, to just try to help families, and to know that what you're putting out there is positive instead of negative. Because honestly, debunking, you're trying to help the world by clearing misunderstanding, but it's still, oh gosh, don't go down the flat road theory. No disrespect to anybody who believes the earth is flat. Flat earth, sorry. Well, that's my point.
It's called cognitive dissonance.
Like if you go to the flattest point on earth, and I'm not even going to go down that road.
No, it's cognitive, whatever.
Cognitive dissonance. Yeah.
Nothing you can say will
Oh,
what?
That's the other thing. Fair Lady. Oh my gosh. At the end of that research period, it was the first Trump. I think that was the timing, right? When Trump first started, like, I'm going to be president, the world exploded. It was all of a sudden, like, it wasn't just the weird out in left field conspiracies about aliens and stuff. Now you had political conspiracy theories, and like, I don't know about you all, but all of a sudden, all of our family on Facebook is like conspiracy theorists, and the whole world became conspiracy theorists. And I just was overwhelmed. I'm like, there's too much to debunk, and I don't have the time or energy. It was just
No,
wow.
no,
And then it turned out the Russians were involved in a lot of the conspiracies. So,
of course.
which is a conspiracy in itself. See, there are some true conspiracies.
True conspiracies.
Yes.
They're conspiracies
The-
of conspiracies.
Some conspiracies came true throughout the years.
Well, yeah.
You know, like
Right.
like Watergate.
Well, that's why
and,
people keep having them, because some of them say come true.
oh, political. Oh, should I get into that?
No.
No, it's okay. We're independent, so we're not really. Nothing we believe is going to be very polarizing.
No.
I don't think, but
Oh,
but
Biden not run. I don't think he's well. I don't think he.
oh no, he's not well. He's not.
No, he's
no.
not well, and I don't think he would be able to continue.
Yeah,
His, I don't think. I mean, for his own good, I don't think he should.
yeah. No, I was surprised he was actually rerunning at the beginning. You
He's
know,
not.
so no, at the beginning before he dropped out.
Oh.
It's like wow.
Well, Kamala Harris is.
Kamala Harris, I didn't mind her when she first came out years ago in the other election. Like
Yeah.
she struck
She's
me
running
as
for president
she struck
now.
me as okay, but
I haven't really heard much from her.
But I
I'm
didn't-
not at all
there was a lot
political,
she
so-
said I didn't. So again, we're not
We're not really
we're
into
not-
politics.
we don't support any particular one, although we do have to talk about what we talked about last night about the Trump assassination. We had a conversation with our good friend about that whole thing, and it just dawned on all of us that the shooter wasn't, we kept saying not experienced,
Mhm.
but it was like half an inch from his head, and Trump
Yes.
turned at the last second. It was, and of course, some people are like, "Oh, it's divine intervention," and it's hard to like say
I don't.
it wasn't. I've never been a Trump is blessed, type of person, like God ordained someone to be president. I've never gone down that road, but that moment
I just
was like,
I just
wow.
believe that what's supposed to happen will happen. So, I mean, he was not supposed to get killed that day.
Yeah,
That's what I believe.
yeah, I know.
That's true. Thank you, fair lady.
Yeah, people
I'm
start
not into
to-
politics.
Well, it was a good question. Anyway, conspiracies. Yeah, in the Summer Wells case, there's that Robin one, and Robin. People love to hate Robin, and we again is another topic that we've tried to stay on the fence, because I don't know. The church bothered me. The church bothers me in some ways. I've said it many times. I don't like the fact that they stream children live on the internet, in YouTube lives, during their service.
Not probably a good idea.
Just gives me the weirdest, creepiest vibes.
Just for the safety of the kids.
I wish they
Anyway,
wouldn't.
and not any church or school or anything like that shouldn't put kids on what.
Do you mean iRobot? Oh yeah, iRobot. It was
iRobot.
together.
I hope not.
I think that AI.
AI is already taking over. You don't even have to. They have AI lawyers now. Did you know that?
Oh my gosh. The thing is, when AI first came out, like the whole ChatGPT thing, people were like, the world is all of a sudden shifting to this new computers are going to take over type thing, and they're going to be taking jobs and all this stuff. And I'm sorry, but I've been in the tech world for a long time, and technology has not moved that fast. We're nowhere near having actual robots that are sentient in any way, like intelligent, like human intelligence. It's getting there, and someday, but nowhere. I don't even think in the next decade. They said we were going to have self-driving cars very soon, and the closest we have are rental cars that keep you from going off the road.
Well, Tesla.
And there are some that self-drive, but it's within limited capabilities. Like it doesn't just.
Right.
You have to be on the highway,
Yeah.
and you have to be in certain situations. So I don't know.
It does.
It's cool to think about.
I think it's sad because I know that, and I don't know anything about technology really, but I've heard or I know that AIs are starting to create art and write, and I just feel like that's something that humans should do. I mean, if you have a painting by AI, where's
Oh, I know. Yeah.
where is the beauty in that?
Yeah, I don't. Well, so in the writing, I'll tell you what. Recently, the editing work that I dropped, even before this all happened, AI was taking AI. You guys, if you don't know how the online, when you Google something and you find an article, I mean, there are a lot of writers earning a living online, writing, researching, and writing those articles to help you figure out how to, I don't know, print a PowerPoint presentation in
All that
landscape
fun
mode or
stuff.
something like, and that's been a lot of, it's been a livelihood. It's been
You did it.
it's been an
for a long
industry.
time.
I did it. That was the one way I found to make my side hustle, and
Gosh.
to not to have kind of have a 2-income household from one person.
Why do you keep bringing that up?
I'm not. I'm sorry.
Nothing I like to do makes money. I'm
and
sorry.
They are losing jobs, you guys. Like those online writers,
sad.
it's crashing. And of course, Google now does AI answers on the search. That has destroyed a bunch of the searches of sites don't come up anymore. Now you've got Google answering. So it's not good, but
No.
it's art. It's art. It's a form of art, but you can't write. I don't think AI could write a good novel, a really good one
technical
with
writing.
emotion and.
But I guess what bothers me is the whole art thing. I just don't like it. Lake 17, that's.
To me, it's very telling when little kids are very clingy to their mothers in public, and you see Summer in church not wanting anything to do with her mother. So
Clinging.
most of the videos I saw, her mother, I don't think her mother was in church, or was she in the audience? I saw her clinging on stage, but I couldn't see if the mother was there. I don't think I saw any videos where the mother was there. Like there's the one where Robin is holding her close, and David Dotson was like trying to get her attention, and she's trying to. I don't know why she was trying to make a wave to David, but I didn't see Candace anywhere in that one either. So I don't see. Is that true, or is that another? Like, is there proof of that? I didn't see any pictures of that.
Oh,
so
come on, everybody sleeps in church once in a while.
you're just trying to give people ammunition.
Sorry.
Yeah. Ooh, Jen sleeps in church.
Oh, when I was a kid, maybe. When I was a kid.
Jen.
Come on now. Self-publishing.
Yeah, I agree, Lisa.
Topic.
What's that? So yeah.
Sleeping against the wall. I don't know.
Oh.
What?
What was that? Sleeping against the wall?
Candace was sleeping against the wall, she said.
Do you guys have like pictures or videos of that, or? And I'm not just defending her for the sake of defending her. I would talk about the picture if there was a picture of her sleeping in church and give my opinion, but is there anything like there's video? Okay. Could you post the link. I'd like to see the video if you don't mind. I haven't seen it, so I'll play it. I want to take a look if there's proof of that. Hey, Brad.
Hello.
We respect evidence and facts, and if evidence and facts show something, we'll talk about it. But there was something else. What was it? Oh, the red truck too. I did want to talk about. There was a quote someone sent me today about a quote Candace made about the red truck. And many of you may know this or have seen this, but it was it? I don't think it was a private message. It was on Web Sleuths. Let me see if I can download this. Save image.
I was whining because she's scared of the lamp.
Oh, okay, Arthur. Man, we're going to show up huge on your TV screen.
Hello.
Documents.
Hello.
Let's see if I can pull that. Okay. You're not answering any comments while I'm not talking. John, what are you doing?
You told me not to. You're-
If I'm not talking, feel free. I'm just kidding. I'm just teasing.
Yeah, still the real
Read the comment.
Jack. I'm sure there are
Read the
videos
comment. Read
of-
the comment.
I can't, it's too long.
There is also a video of Candace awake and playing with the kids, entertaining them, helping with Christmas plays, taking videos.
I was gonna comment on that. Like, maybe there is a video of her sleeping, but it really, in the whole scheme of things, doesn't really matter.
Well, then we have to
much.
start like comparing how many videos of
Oh,
each.
jeez.
You know, you go down this road, it's like, all right.
And you know, and it's very disrespectful to sleep in church. I agree. But hi, Arthur.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of when I was growing up, I don't think I ever fell asleep.
Oh, come.
No, literally. Well,
Really?
see, you can't fall asleep in Catholic church. You guys, you have to stand, you have to sit, you have
Oh.
to kneel, you got to stand, you got to sit.
Is that how they
And they
keep
do
you
that to
awake?
keep you awake, I bet.
Yeah.
And then sometimes they splash water on you too.
Oh my gosh,
So-
Ryan.
I loved growing up. I liked growing up Catholic. I mean, it was, man, I was
Really into it.
really into it. Yeah. And, not,
They thought he was going to be a priest.
they did. The nuns thought I was going to be a priest because of my personality or something. I don't know. Not too many people have mentioned this, but Candace also said Blue Beanie Van. So I'm gonna cover a quote from Web Sleuths. Someone sent me that something Candace said about the red truck.
Mhm.
And it comes from a news source, I believe. Where's this? So I haven't vetted this. I'm sorry, you guys. I usually vet something before I show it, but this is a quote. I believe you can find it on any news site. I'm going to show you this quote, and I want to see what you all think. I hate doing this, but
Barefoot Nanny.
yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm from that generation, I think.
Your meme would have.
Oh, my
knocked
meme
you
would
out.
have said some French words to me. I'll tell you that right now. Yeah, you don't disrespect in church.
No.
Okay. This is the oh, there we go. The Rogersville Review. That's where this came from. Okay, so let's clear
That
this.
would be vetted then.
So the Rogersville Review, this is a quote, and it was them quoting Candace. She said they found one truck over on 81 and 36 or something like that, and the license plate was removed. So they ran the VIN and it came back to 101 Ben Hill. I heard people claim it came back to 110 Ben Hill, but
That could be a typo.
she's saying 101 Ben Hill. There's not even a 101 Ben Hill down here. So they wrote that off as pretty much a lost case because they didn't run into nothing. They didn't track down nobody or nothing, I guess.
That's what
Search for
Candace said.
continues for red or maroon. So, and what's interesting is at the time, and what's the date on this? Shoot, I don't have the date. What's interesting is at the time, do you guys remember when Robin was being interviewed by Chris McDonough and she was like, "Oh, I forgot to cross off that red truck on the flyer." She was like, "Oh, I forgot." She was crossing off the red truck. And when I first saw that, I'm like, "What in the world are you doing?" And then she explained, "Well, I heard from David and her talk to Dawn and Candace a lot during that time, and I think they heard this story, and so I think they believed by talking to Dawn and Candace, like, oh, the red truck's out of the picture. Not that didn't come from law enforcement. That came from, I believe, I haven't proven this, but this quote kind of proves it, because I think Candace heard this and believed the red truck was no longer in the picture, and she was telling people that.
Oh.
But TBI never said it was out of the picture. They just checked
Right.
out this truck. It happened not to be the truck, maybe.
So Robin was just going on what Candace.
Totally misinformed.
Yeah.
And she was misinforming Chris, and
Mm.
the whole world ran with that big time. But she, not to judge you, Robin, if you're watching this, but yeah, you probably shouldn't have started crossing off flyer information, though. That's like not, or was she the one who printed it? I don't know.
I have no idea, but don't.
Yeah,
It's
that's ancient history.
water under the bridge.
Yeah. I still haven't found the red truck in that quarry. Like, anyone who can
Right.
say that they've been in the quarry, or I've been trying to, not that it matters,
to get
find a
to the
random
quarry?
red truck, and it's like,
You've got dog spit. All
I know
over
the
you.
doggy drool everywhere.
Uh-oh, Robin, your dad was the preacher. I guess you couldn't fall asleep in church.
Yeah, that would be. Yes, and a few others. You guys like the red. It's almost like the blue couch. All of a sudden, when
I
you
know,
have
right?
something like that, people start like seeing. Oh, can we? I'm gonna
There are a lot of red Tacoma trucks.
the blue. I'm gonna tell them the blue couch story. Okay, so you guys,
Wait.
it's funny. It's funny. The one where we found one
Yeah, we found
at a
two.
location, and I'm like, don't. I'm not putting this on video. So you guys, and this is the type of stuff we do sometimes. I don't put it on video because we're like, oh, this is going to create the worst conspiracy theory out there ever. Oh no. But anyway, it turned out to be nothing. But so we were, we
No.
went to Ben Hill. It's
Okay.
okay, right? We went to Ben Hill to see how Jen felt. We knew the apartment complex where Robin lives. We don't want to stalk her or anything, but we knew the complex just in general. And I happened to have researched, like I knew where she lived in the complex. I'm not going to go, again, I'm not going to go to her door and stalk the poor woman, but I was just driving around the parking
He
lot.
was just driving
around
around certain places.
And I was like, Jen, tell me where you think they live. Just
Yeah.
where you start to feel it. And we were driving through the parking lot, and I'm just like, I'm so curious. She's like, okay, park here. And so I parked, and I'm like, do you mean here? She goes, I think it's that way, like to the right. And she was two apartment complexes, right? And there's a door to the right, and she was basically right. She was correct about the location, but it was the other one, like the complex
Yeah.
facing. So she got like, she made me turn into the correct location. Generally, she was 80% right. But that's not the weird thing. I mean, that's weird. But the crazy thing that happened was, okay, I'm like, that was fun. I'm not recording any of this. We just wanted to see, what
Yeah,
it
we were
was.
just playing around.
Oh, and please like for the algorithm. I guess YouTube promotes more of the lives that are being liked. So please like. We're pulling out of the parking lot, right? And
There's a dumpster.
I had to go to the end of the parking lot to turn around because it was like one of those U-turn things. What am I talking about? Cul-de-sac. Thank you. And as I'm coming in the other direction, near a dumpster, we see a blue couch. All right. Now, the first thing I'm thinking is, do I really want to be one of those YouTubers who's trying to like make this dramatic? We just found a blue couch near the complex where Robin Lane lives.
We've found so many blue couches.
It would have gone insane. Like it probably would have gone insane, but I'm like,
Yeah.
there's no way I want to be that dude,
No,
that
no.
YouTuber. But Jen's like, well, I want to take a look. I'm like, I'm not recording this in any way, shape, or form. So yeah, Jen ran over, and it was ripped up. It was like ripped open or something.
It was hilarious.
We were cracking up. And I'm only putting it out there now because it was literally an open couch. It was ripped.
Yes.
Someone in the complex had thrown it out, but it was just the idea. Like in my head, I'm thinking, oh, there are types out there who would do that. They would do that.
We found a blue couch in the middle of the woods.
Yes.
And we could not for the life of us figure out how it got there or why. Like it was dropped there by aliens or something.
Oh yeah, the one near the
Right
swamp
in the
area.
woods.
Yep. We find stuff like that all the time, and people are like, "Did you find a blue couch?" We're like,
one or two.
We found a lot of couches of various colors,
Mm-hmm.
throughout the woods. So it's like, yeah. But I don't know. I'm curious. Like, oh,
Blue crouch.
This
Into it,
this wasn't going to be a Robin Lane live, but I for a long time, you guys, I've been from the beginning. I've been interviewing her. We go long periods without talking, and then something comes up, and I want to ask more information. She's willing to talk. She even said to me at one point, Ryan, if you want to, like, you are one of the few, I would let you publish everything I've told you. But it's nothing earth shattering. It's just like the questions that I think you all would guess the answers, but I thought I'd get to the point where we could put it all out there and either just debunk all of these crazy things about Robin or prove all these things about Robin one way or another. And that it's one of the few things I have spent so much time on that I haven't been able to 100% either way make a decision. I told her that I wanted to put it out there as a way to show everyone that she has been open. She has been open as she was willing to be at the beginning, and then she opened up more. And every time I asked her about the Toyota Tacoma, and all of the things that all of the things in the videos throughout the years that you can think of, she has an answer for it. She talked about, one of the things I asked her about was, I noticed, Robin, in your video that you talked about going to Ben Hill at a certain time. It was after the recital. It was at 9:00 at night. You arrived there, right? She arrived at 9:00 at night. And it was like, the way it was described was so weird because you couldn't discern if it was her and David going together or separate. But then once you listen to the various stories, David did an interview, and I'm sorry to the channel that did the interview with him. If I find it, I'll share the link. But that video where David Dotson was talking was weird. Like, he gave some statements that didn't make sense to me. And he said, I needed directions to go to the place, but he had known the family. I don't know who he needed to get directions from or who he asked directions from, but he went there first. That's what I was able to finally, and that this isn't new information. I mean, I think when Evil entered, or Evil exists, which one of those, had put that out there, that they did not go together. They went separate, but David went first, and Robin confirmed. She even kind of hinted in the interview with Chris McDonough. She's like, and David was there, but whatever, I don't know what that was all about. And I'm like, ooh, that raised my eyebrows. She kind of brushed it aside. Right. But then confirmed later that David was there already. Don't know what time. Maybe someone out there has been able to confirm what time. She arrived at 9:00. The police blockade that you all saw in our last video, we showed the video of the guy showing the police blockade. Well, Robin got stopped there at 9:00. Andy has confirmed that he saw both of them in one car after the police were there. So they were waiting in the car or talking in the car. But I've never been able to figure out what David was doing before the police arrived. That's the one unknown. And I'm curious if any of you have asked questions or anyway. Yeah.
Steven, why is that the Tacoma tailgates are stolen a lot? It's interesting. I don't know if he heard me.
Yeah, he'll answer.
Yeah, I'm just curious. All three? What?
Oh no! Get her back. Get her back. I gotta click. I can't do my clicker with the dog pushing my arm. What was that comment? I don't know if she's strange because she's up to something, or she's just an interesting personality. But
I don't know. I'm into free speech, but if I were Robin right now, I'd feel weird. People just
she said I could. No, well, she said I could. I'm not going to publish her. I
know, but I'd be
stuff.
sitting there cringing, waiting for
I know,
something.
and I'm not going to drop a bombshell on Robin. I think I've always said that she comes across to me as a really nice person.
Oh yeah. No, I'm just saying, like, imagining her right now.
Sometimes, I'll be honest, sometimes, I mean, I heard her at the vigil. She's nice to me. She's nice to you, to our faces. Then I hear her in the background near Jen at one point trashing YouTubers with someone there.
Yeah.
And that was a little mean girlish, I have to admit. But in general, she has been very sweet to us directly. And I wouldn't say anything negative about her. I'm not as suspicious about her as I am about David, but I haven't talked to David. So out of all fairness, I have not talked to David directly yet. That dude is very hard to talk to, if it's even possible. So it's Steven's.
If they don't have locks, they can take them in 5 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
So you all know, if Steven, I hope you don't mind me mentioning this. So Steven's retired. I don't know if he's retired, but has law enforcement experience out in California. Another great resource. Haven't had to ask questions yet, but it's nice to know someone in law enforcement. How does Jen feel about Robin? Be honest. Be honest. But fair. You can be honest, but fair.
after I just got done saying I don't want.
Just pretend she's watching.
Great. I don't know. I felt a little bit uncomfortable. Just questioning whether she thought we should be there or not. Like, not whether she liked me or whatever, but whether she trusted me. I think that was it. I wasn't sure if she trusted me, and
She probably isn't sure
I mean,
if she trusts us.
I don't blame her for that. But because of that, I felt that she was a little bit.
As animals.
I felt that she was kind of distancing herself from me mentally. Does that make any sense? Like, I don't know. I felt restraint. Like, she hugged me, but I felt like
Guarded.
restraint.
Guarded.
Yeah, guardedness.
Guarded. Yeah, that makes sense. So,
but
yeah.
I mean, I really I've met her, but I haven't like sat down and talked to her before or anything. So that's hard.
Yeah. I mean, they're close. Tim Mullen and Robin are very close. We saw that anytime I saw them together, you know, they're super close. They definitely are friends. They know each other very well. Don't know if that means anything, but that is, yeah. I don't know if there's, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to create more conspiracies. She seems fake like my sisters. I don't know. Maybe a little. No. She said she seems fake like my sister is.
Oh. Yeah, we'll just leave it at what we
Yeah.
said.
Okay. So
Come on, you know what, Moon?
Robin said in an interview with Chris McDonald that she told Candace she was on her way after the dance recital, and she ended up going home. Correct. Yeah. I was like, man, that was a long time to take to go up there. And it was really late when she went up. I guess she said she didn't think it was a big deal until she got there and she saw the police, and then she was like, "Oh, this is a big deal." She shoots herself in the foot because she says cutesy things like, "I needed to get a bunch of snacks for everyone," which I think she's trying to be sweet.
I thought we were done talking.
Comes across wrong. Well, no, this is what people want to talk about, and it's okay. There's one more thing I wanted to mention about it too. I asked Robin, this is probably the last thing I'll say about Robin. I asked her, Robin, do you think if you could go back in time, and maybe if you know how David feels about this, if either of you could go back in time and do it again, would you go back? Would you race there and help them?
That is a good question.
After all the hate you've been through, after all the YouTube attacks, would you do it again? And believe it or not, she said, I would do it in a heartbeat. Because she's like, the last thing you want to happen is if another missing child case comes up and the parents need someone there, you don't want them to be like, well, remember the Summer Wells case where the people who went to help were bashed online. Right. I thought it was one of the most, I don't know. It was an authentic answer. Yes. It made sense to me. Yes. But anyway, for what it's worth, that was her answer to that question.
Yeah, I agree. Is it Tia or TIA? I agree, Tia. It seemed that way. That Summer seemed to really love Robin. I agree with that.
And I'm going to repeat again, because I know like whoever doesn't like Robin is going to like attack us for supporting Robin, and people who support Robin are going to maybe even say we're attacking Robin. I'm going to repeat this. We're not on either side. We try to get to the truth. And with Robin, I have not been able to. I think I'm slightly closer to the side where I don't think she had anything to do with it, but I can't prove it, and I can't prove she's innocent. So we're not on either side. Whatever side you're on, right, please don't come sideways at us because you think we're on the other side. We're not. We're totally neutral on Robin and David. This world, man. This YouTube streets.
Mhm.
YouTubian.
Y-
I've
us
ever since I
YouTubians.
heard the word YouTubian the other night, I'm like,
We're YouTubians.
it's the funniest word ever. YouTubian.
I am a YouTubian. That sounds like a new kind of alien.
Oh wait, did I make is she in here? I wanted to make her mod. She I can't remember what her new handle is, but
Oh my goodness.
well, to the person who stopped being the mod on another channel, I felt really bad for you, and we're good friends, and I want to make you a mod, but I can't find your. Don't know if you're still. Oh, there you go, Rain Dancer. You are a mod. Just so you know, you're a mod. You have no obligation to attend our lives or mod, but I just want you to know that you are a mod because she's a great mod.
You're a great mod. You're a model mod.
No, it's okay, Dreamweaver. I mean, you're entitled to.
Of course.
Everyone has very strong opinions, I think, about
Yeah.
that
it's
topic.
Just like
So
we have to.
yeah, and that's man. When I first used it accidentally, Tia, I'm like, oh, I just used a Tim Mullen word. Like they're gonna start creating all kinds of conspiracies about the Ryan's using a Tim Mullen word. Oh no,
it's like a new form of being.
It's like human and alien. Now YouTubian. It's the funniest word. You need to do a song, Tia, with that word. YouTubian.
Yeah, I know. I knew Tia.
Miss Tia.
I miss Tia.
Oh, good. I'm glad you're still here.
I remember the first time I heard Tia's song. The first song I ever heard was the one I liked.
Yeah, the Grinch one during
that
Christmas.
That was my favorite song ever at that point in time.
And what else is some of the other things that have been on my mind recently? We on the summer case, I've mentioned before, I hate that I hint sometimes, but there's like sometimes you can't, when you're going down a road, you can't say everything, but you want people to know that you are making progress. And I mentioned how we are worried about the outcome. We're losing hope that Summer's alive. I think you mentioned your feelings about.
I just keep, it's been so long, yes, but there are lots of cases that have been going on for years, 20 years, 30 years. They still get solved.
It still gets solved.
So it's not something that we're going to give up on.
Yeah.
There's no reason. And it would be terrible to do, because the longer it gets, the more people she needs to hear about her. She needs us to talk.
Yep.
And that's the only way that we can keep her alive, is if we keep looking for her and we keep talking about her. Because the longer it goes, people tend to forget things, even horrible things. But whoever's next in the news, that's the new thing, and everybody's thinking about that.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I know. It's this past year with so much attention going to other cases like Sebastian. That's been hard, because a lot of people are even coming at us and being like, why don't you go after Sebastian? And why don't you help look for Sebastian? And I'm like, I think they're getting a lot of publicity right now. Everyone's on that case. They're so. If
someone asks us for specific help,
if Seth reached,
we would do that.
I'll be honest. If the family reached out to us and they were like, "Hey, do you have resources that you could maybe come and look in a certain area?" They would be really hard to say no. But I think, and I asked him the other night in one of the lives if he came in, and I'm like, "Do you have everything you need? Are you getting the support you need?" And he never answered. So I'm assuming that he's getting enough resources. He doesn't need help. That would be hard to say no. It's hard to say no to family.
And now we have some new, tools we can use.
Yes.
So.
Yep. And we have. I mean, even with the limited time and resources we have, the 2 or 3 cases we're covering are more than enough. But the reason I had mentioned last time that it feels like things are getting dangerous is because Like we were talking to our friend the other night about potentially needing security to go into areas, and I don't know, the whole thing. There's so many places I don't mind us searching. I don't mind going into that area. Just it creeps me out so much with the type of crime that's down there. You know, the type
Yeah.
of there are dangerous people throughout the area. I don't.
Oh yeah. It's yeah, it's a weird enigma to me
Yeah.
that particular like Kingsport, Rogersville,
Just the drug
that
problem.
whole area there.
The drug problem
It's
is.
like its own little
I was
world.
trying to push her down.
It's like its own little world almost.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. We're following one particular lead that this is the first lead that could be an actual person we can talk to who might have some insight, but it's also the first time we're talking to someone from a community we haven't talked to before. And so I don't know, we're trying to work out maybe having other people come with us and all that kind of stuff. But I just want you all to know that even though we're not going to that area this time of year, like right now, we've been sticking to Beach Creek, and we've been going to like Linville Falls on another case. We're constantly talking to people though, not the active searches, but we're constantly talking to people, our contacts, and we're making progress there. It's going pretty good, but it's also getting scary, and I don't know, trying to be cautious. Oops.
Chew on my hand.
Are we talking about Dawn?
Why aren't we?
Why aren't we talking about Dawn?
Why aren't we? Good question.
Oh, by the way, thank you.
You so much.
Thank you for
Suzanne.
your comment took me aback, because I'm like, we've talked about Candace a little. We do try to avoid.
It seems like people concentrate. Well, no, it's true. People concentrate on Candace, and I think there's like a, I don't know. There's some sort. It's like a weird thing when a mother would do something to their child, so that's what people would focus on, because it's such a,
they expect the mother to be like
unnatural thing.
Yeah.
And so, people like
you got to put her in bed. I think we have to put her in bed.
People like the most, I don't know.
I know what you're trying to say. People are harder on the mothers.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah. And it makes it more sensational. That's why people want to concentrate on that. But anyway, yeah, Dawn, you don't think Dawn has anything to do with it?
I'll give my opinion while you put her in her crate, because we can't. She's going to keep on getting on your.
Well, I got to take her out to the bathroom.
Oh, so I'll start with the Dawn theory. You won't hear it, I guess. The Dawn theory.
See if we have
Yeah. You guys can all decide how close Jen and I are to the same theory. Oh boy. So we try so hard not to talk about, and I know it's not fair because we talk about everyone else, right? And you all have opinions too. But when it comes to parents, we mentioned, like at CrimeCon, we've heard from parents who were just talked about constantly on YouTube, and it's okay, Susanna. And we never want to the only word I can think of is attack, but just even insinuating guilt on a family member who has a missing child, you can do a lot more damage than you realize. At the same time, you're allowed to have an opinion. I try to think like a journalist, I guess. I always try to stick to how journalists do things, and journalists are really careful. Like, I'm talking news journalists in like newspapers, or not always in TV. Sometimes the news media is not the greatest at doing this, but if you decide to give your opinion, I like giving what you found out, your information that you found out, and then you provide a receipt, and then it's proven. And when you get into the realm of opinions, everyone's got an opinion. Why is mine more valuable than anyone else's about the parents? I don't think my opinion is more valuable than anyone else's, what I think about Don, I will give my opinion as the best I can, is that I think the one time I saw him in person, the first time I saw him in person, he looked really destroyed. It was during it was after they had a you can you can't turn it off. We'll be sitting in the dark. Yeah, go ahead and move it. You'll have to bring her over. Sorry, everyone. Oh, it's hard. When I first saw him, it was he had just witnessed people, the children's part of the church service that they had, and I saw him going to the car, and he was sad. He was I hate to use the word destroyed, but he just looked like a destroyed father, and knowing that his child is not there, and that's one thing. But then that was my perception there. Then when I see his interviews, I'll be honest with you all, when I see his interviews, I'm like, I know what type of people they are now, watching enough of the interviews. I think they have a very warped sense of humor, and they were just, and I don't know why they would do that after their child went missing, but I think they got attacked from the very beginning, and they're like, you know what? Screw you all. We're going to go on the attack too. Again, I'm not a parent of, I've never been a parent of a missing child. So is that normal behavior? Can we say we wouldn't do the same thing if we were attacked by a bunch of YouTubians? I mean, Seth got really ticked off at YouTubers as well. And I don't think most people would not say Seth is a bad guy, but man, he just hit his breaking point. And I think Don has a very short fuse. I think he's got a very quick breaking point. It doesn't take very much for him to break. And I think in the early days, he broke, and he decided maybe that's how he was dealing with the grief. He's like, I'm going to turn it into anger, and I'm going to trick this YouTuber. I'm going to lie to this YouTuber. I'm going to talk to this woman, make her think she's tricking me, and I'm going to give her a bunch of lies. It was like this, the ongoing, just games. And I don't get that part of.
I have feelings about Don.
So I'm almost done. I don't get why he was playing those games, because it gives people ammunition hey, Gavel Geeks. So glad to see you here. It gives people even more ammunition when you start intentionally putting lies out there to like trip people up and play games. Now you've got even more people who can take a clip of what you just said, and you might have thought it was a joke or not. And now there's this library of Don lies on YouTube. Like, you can just go through the whole playlist of thousands of hours of Don lied here, Don lied there. And so do I think that reflects the type of person he is? I think what that reflects is that Don shouldn't be on YouTube. Don can't get hate and ignore it. And he can't deal properly with YouTube. I wish he had never gotten on YouTube. Maybe he wishes he had never gotten on YouTube. Probably. But so that's my opinion. I think he's a short fuse. I think he got destroyed by the YouTube thing. Shouldn't have happened. And now people are forever going to judge Don based on how he acted on YouTube after his child went missing.
There are other things you can judge him on.
There's a lot more that he was they drank a lot to deal with it too. And well, not just, I mean, I'm sure they drank before too, not just after, but they were heavy drinkers. And then there's the whole thing where, there was the accusation by Candace that he was abusing her. He was violent. He got a drunk driving charge. So look, these parents aren't the greatest parents in the world. They aren't the greatest people in the world, but even people who aren't the greatest people in the world lose their children. They may have their children taken, and it's like sometimes it stacks the deck against you. The guilt.
Sometimes if you get your kids taken, they should be taken.
No, I don't mean by CPS. I mean, your child disappears. Like, there are parents who are horrible, just out there who are horrible parents. and their child gets abducted or their child gets taken or child trafficking and all that kind of stuff. Actually, child traffickers target certain demographics, drug using parents, and they target kids like that, which increases the chances of that child being trafficked. So does it make them look more guilty? It makes them look more guilty. Does it mean they're more guilty? I just can't say. I just can't say, because even parents who have that kind of background lose their children to child trafficking, to abduction, to all that kind of stuff. So that's my opinion.
That was a long opinion.
I know I had a lot to get out there, and I hope I did it carefully
I
enough.
guess I won't say as much, but I just gotta say I do not respect that man at all.
Whoa.
I'm not allowed to say that.
No, you're allowed to say whatever you want.
I have a reason for
Okay.
that. I have a good reason. I saw an actual interview with him, and I can't remember who the interviewers were, but they were talking about his past when he, can we say molested on here? Essayed his sister when they were younger.
Oh.
He was talking about it.
We should just can we debate that a little bit?
He was talking. I saw him talking about it.
Oh, there was something he said that bothered you. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, he was blaming her. He was blaming her. He said she was just as guilty as he was, but he was like a lot older than her. I'm sorry. But I guess the thing is to talk about it like that, like it was also her fault as a father of a little girl. Like if he's looking back on that and saying it wasn't his fault now as the father of a little girl, that really bothers me. That's my opinion. And I have been in his presence, I have not gotten a good feeling.
I'm sorry, what was he said specifically that?
I can't remember word for word.
What was it that the gist of what he said again? I just wanted to
He was justifying it, and he was mad that they were asking him about it. And he kept saying, I was just 12. It didn't matter. I was just 12 years old. And
oh man.
And she wanted to basically that she wanted to do it.
Yeah,
you don't. Yeah.
No, I'm not disagreeing with you. I do know that
it makes me mad. I'm shaking.
Well,
right
you
now.
have a right to be, and any woman out there who has had something like that happen to them in the past, I'm sure they're mad too. And to not be believed when you say something like that, and then to have someone brush it aside and make excuses for it. And I'm not making excuses.
But he was like mad that they were.
Yeah. Well,
he was like
now
up in arms about it, and
yeah. I know.
That's what I mean. And like he's saying that as an adult now, and he should know better than that.
Yeah.
And he's the father. If one of his sons did that to Summer, how would he feel about that? He'd say, "Oh, it's okay." Maybe since that's how he feels. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm getting really angry. I don't like this.
Some of it's a good topic. It's important to talk about, because some of the anger I saw was when a detective called him and started asking him, "Hey, I've heard these things. I need to talk to you about them." I think he might have been in jail already for DUI. He was in jail, I think, at the time. He had been arrested for DUI. He was getting attacked relentlessly online about having a DUI and being in jail. And then out of left field, this detective calls him. And he's like, "Hey, by the way, I heard this about you, and I want to ask questions." So a lot of his anger that you heard was what I was talking about earlier. He's like, "I've already got all of these YouTubers attacking the crap out of me. And now I've got to talk about this."
No, it was an interview. If I can remember correctly, it was like a split screen. He was on one screen, and then there were two people they were interviewing
him. Yeah. Oh, interviewing him.
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't like he wasn't getting interrogated. He was being interviewed.
Okay, so
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and I remember.
You haven't seen that?
I didn't know it was when they were younger, so I heard him say I was whatever age.
He was 12.
And she was, somebody here said 5. I don't. Oh, that's the daughter.
I don't know. 7 or 8.
You're talking about Summer when you say 5, Brat. how old was the accuser? She was 7 or 8.
I'm not saying like maybe, at 12, maybe he didn't have the mental capacity to see how wrong it was. But now he should.
Yeah. Well, and
That's my point.
I think in any situation, any person who, if a woman said to authorities, decided to report, hey, when I was 8 or 9 years old, this happened.
Mhm.
This is the one who did it. He was older than me.
Yeah.
I mean, that is bad. And that should be
It's really bad.
should be followed up. His opinion, they should get his side, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
Because there are two sides to every story. You want to know the
course.
truth.
Yeah.
If that was true, then
Yeah.
holy cow.
Well, he admitted to it though.
It's the timing.
How is it
It's
not?
the timing
Of what?
of she decided to report it now.
I didn't know that.
When he's in jail, when he's got
Are
a
you
missing
sure about that?
he's got a missing child, he's in jail, and now they're going to report that.
I thought that was. Are you sure about that?
Yeah, I know. I heard the interview with the detective when it was Jailhouse Call,
Okay.
and the detective was grilling him.
Well, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If he now as an adult thought it was wrong, he would have said it was wrong and he felt horrible about it.
And his attitude, I'm like, if a detective calls and asks you questions, you don't start going, lies, it was all lies. Like, just tell your side of the story, stay calm.
No, I guess
be,
what I'm feeling like
mature.
if he has matured about, past what happened when it happened, he would know that it was wrong and he would feel bad about it and he would profusely apologize and say it was wrong.
She reported it when Summer went missing? Oh. That might explain why I report it later. The child went missing and she might have been like, wait a second.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I have
That
experience.
makes sense.
That makes sense. Thank you, Pam. I didn't think of that angle. That's actually a good reason to report something.
And
it's not so much
it might have
attacking.
been known before that, like within the family or something. It doesn't mean, like a lot of times a girl, it will be like somebody will tell their parents this happened and the parents tell them not to say anything.
Yeah. And she might have been thinking, wow, I was about 5 years old. I don't know if she was exactly 5, whatever, but it doesn't really matter because she was in that age range and she was probably thinking to herself, well, I might have information that could help with this case.
Right. That's what I thought. Thank you.
They reported it when they were younger. His father made him go down and drop the charges. Okay.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, man, that was hard to listen to all the way around. Hard to listen to what she reported happening. Hard to listen to him talking to the detective. Oh man, it's like the whole situation is just.
I don't respect him. That's
mostly because of that.
Because of that, and just you really could have handled this whole thing so much better.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I agree. Hey, Jojo.
I don't know.
Thanks for joining.
I don't want to think about him anymore.
Well, I guess that answers the question, you guys. It's not so much making any judgment immediately about him, but it's like I'm
not saying he did anything. I'm just saying what kind of person
he is. And again, I'm just going to repeat, the dude should have totally stayed off YouTube.
Well, yeah.
He's not the type of person.
You have to have a little bit of finesse to be able to.
You have to have thick skin. You have to be able to respond to people coming at you out of left field, sideways, in a mature, well thought out manner. And if you don't have the mental capacity to do that, well, a lot of people on YouTube don't have the mental capacity to do that, and they end up going sideways back. Then you get this whole high school back and forth, and everyone loves it. But a parent of a missing child, man, best advice ever: don't go to YouTube. Work with a media. Oh, I shouldn't say media manager because sometimes they go to a horrible media manager too. But find someone who can guide you, someone who is an advocate for families, who can guide you to working with the media and shield yourself from the madness, because
it kind of makes you look like you're defensive if you go out like they did. Like,
People are going to be like, oh, you're
Yeah.
just trying to defend yourself. You're
Right.
obviously guilty.
If they just had sat back and given it a grace period and figured it out rationally before they went on YouTube, it would have worked out a lot better for them, I think.
Nance, that's a good point. It's not like a question of did the essay or however you want to define what happened when they were younger. It's not like there's a question of if it happened.
Right.
It's like why, the circumstances. Does that really matter?
No.
Does it really matter?
No.
It
happened.
Yeah.
And it was bad.
It happened.
And he should feel bad about it. And he doesn't.
And that's what makes you mad. He doesn't feel bad about anything.
Well, I don't know. He probably feels bad about it, but he doesn't see the magnitude of it. And he's still looking at it like he did when he was 12. Now that he's a full grown man and has kids. It's just.
Hey, Chillbilly. Blake, Greene County handed him off
manager.
to Hawkins. I missed the other.
We have a meteor manager.
Yeah. Doing good, Chillbilly. It's good to see you here.
Hi.
We might be reaching out to you to do a search soon. I keep saying that, but the rain has been relentless, unfortunately.
And hot, like today it was raining and it got like all steamy and I just felt like a wilting violet.
Miss Tia says they should have accepted the advocate. Wait a second. They were offered an advocate?
Oh,
come on.
They must. I have a feeling they don't trust law enforcement.
I was told by Layla Santinella's mom, Jennifer, that she was never offered an advocate.
Really?
And this was in Kingsport. I'm like, don't they always offer an advocate? And she said no. But maybe they were because it was such a big profile case or something. It's unfortunate.
Steven, I don't know if he's coming back. He was here.
Nug told us after our search that if we find anything that we need divers for, oh boy, Andy, the other diver.
I don't know.
Anyway, they said they would come back if we found. I can't believe it's so late. Like we're both tired.
Wait, it's past
Adam Brown.
Oh my gosh, it went longer than usual.
It's okay. It's okay. If you're cool, then we're cool. They said they would come back if we find something. Again, when it comes to divers, like I want to have, I really want to do the video thing for the underwater video to prove that as much as possible, we're not wasting their time. And they said if we do find any evidence, they're happy to come in. So we've got them as divers, which is great. But
you know what happened today?
Oh, actually, he did say he was going to come back for potentially he may be coming back on his own
I thought that's
choice.
What he
He decided he might actually come back to do more of that cliff area too. So we'll see. That would be cool.
You know what happened today? My friend texted me and she's like, "Are you guys okay?" And I'm like, "Why?" She said that the police were around you. And like, what? There was a huge police chase down Bourne Chapel Road today. And somebody like flipped their Camaro. I don't know. Went up on the side of the road, got out and started running.
Yeah, there was a lot. There was a whole bunch of police.
There's some guy running around. He was in people's yards and stuff. They were reporting craziness.
So
these people from the Fun Fest coming in here.
Yeah, they automatically think it has to do with. I agree, especially in these small towns where law enforcement basically covers things up. They tried to cover mine, really. Family marriage showed me they covered her. Really? That always makes me nervous. When you call something in and they don't respond to a message, or they completely seem to bungle when you do get follow up, and they just. And we're hearing from, I hate to say this, some of the local families with these local cases. They even suspect it sometimes because it's like, what are they doing? And why aren't they following up on, they hear about a location that should be searched and they're not searching. And it's like, what are they doing? Why are they not?
I think it's just beyond them. Like, I think there are so many missing people going on there and all kinds of, I think it's beyond like their capabilities.
The drug situation is, it's just.
I don't think they probably have a very small, I'm guessing,
Well,
small.
when we discussed it with Adam and Nug, remember our conversation? They were like, and you even said, like, a lot of times when the person that goes missing is a drug user,
They don't.
they like, well,
Of course.
priority.
I mean, yeah, like
priority's kind of a little lower. It seems like you get someone in a wealthy neighborhood,
right.
all of a sudden, like the whole world. But then again, Summer's case got a whole lot of attention and resources, and she was from a not wealthy, so
But
it's
she was blonde with blue eyes.
blonde, blue eyes, white,
You
younger. Yeah.
And it was.
She wasn't a drug user either, so
No.
yeah, a child that age that usually gets a lot of attention.
Right.
Good point. I had a starred one. Is there any way to search the Holston River area? Thankfully, a month ago, I would have told you it's very difficult. Now, literally, we can put our boat, and I think I'm not going to get a trailer. I think I'm going to collapse it, transport it.
Good. It will be out
We can go, and we can go anywhere the Jeep can go. So
I
we
can put my
we now-
trailer down there now.
True. We now have a portable boat that we can take anywhere with a 6.5 horsepower motor and an underwater drone. Thanks to you all, mostly it's paid for.
We're still
paying on it, but mostly donations and ad revenue paid for it. And I think this month it might help pay it off. But
use it.
Then the next thing is a sonar, because what sonar is going to do for us is, and it's so freaking expensive, but sonar is going to let us find debris, like potential debris. It's really hard to find body, find remains with sonar, because it looks like it's like sticks, but there could be boxes, there could be a cooler, there could be concrete block. Like, we can find stuff like that with sonar,
Right.
and then get the drone down on it. And if we confirm that it's something suspicious that we have to get, so we call divers and get them to go down, confirm what we found. And then once they confirm what we found, they lay the buoy and we call 911, and that's what we're going to do. So yes, we have a way to search the Holston. We have a way to search Boone Lake. We have a way to search ponds and deep enough creeks. Anywhere I can get my Jeep, we can get in the water now.
As long as the water's not too.
As long as it's deep enough.
As long as it's deep.
Yeah.
Yes. We gotta get that boat in the water.
Got to get the boat in the water once the rain stops.
What's the difference? You're in the water.
You want to go in the rain? We
care.
can go in the rain. We did last time with Vern. We got drenched.
We could.
I know, Chill Billy. You got to come over and have a barbecue with us sometime.
Chill Billy. Seriously, I wish I could have everybody over. Wouldn't that be fun?
Chill Billy's great. He's fun to hang out.
I mean, like all you guys.
Oh yeah, everyone.
For a barbecue.
Have our whole tribe over.
Come on over for a barbecue.
Next thing you know, we have like 500 people here trying to pack in.
And there's such great parking here.
Oh yeah, park on the cliff down to the water.
Yeah. Anyway. Thank you, Sandy.
When TVA is generating 1 unit from Patrick Henry, it's perfect time to run. Thank you. I didn't know. And actually, that's good to know, because the downtown, the area that we've been trying to get to a lot of times, like the little island near the river goes all around Domtar. There's a Riverside restaurant. And it's like, sometimes it's 6 feet, sometimes it's 4 feet. Sometimes you could get a boat on there. I've seen like rescue boats on that water, so I know we can do it, but I never know when. So there's that time schedule, I guess. So I got to look for when they're generating 1 unit.
Cool, Chill Billy. I think we should.
What?
Get together.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Arthur, not only that. Okay. I did publish that video. Did you guys see that whirlpool?
Oh,
That's creepy.
How much longer am I going to hear about the world?
That creepy, thankfully they put a huge yellow sign saying, "Hey, underwater dam," right? Like right there. But man, it's surreal to go down a river and all of a sudden you see this huge whirlpool in front of you, like sucking everything in. Like, because that's near Eastman, and I kind of expected once you get into the narrow channel that goes through Eastman, then you've got I think another dam that I wouldn't even want to go through there with a boat, because that'd be creepy. There's obstacles. There's like
dam,
they got cleaned water coming back out, shooting in there, and they just got all kinds of things.
Shelly, yes, you can come too.
Where were you
Really?
reading these things? Like, I don't even. Oh, yeah.
Please. I need friends. Come on now.
We have to limit it to like the capacity of our little tiny cottage here. But yeah,
Well-
it would be fun to have people. We do have people over sometimes, one at a time anyway. But
Well, we have more than one. Please. Maybe you guys should bring some of the food though. If it's everybody. I don't think we
we'll
can
do a potluck.
Yeah, we'll do a potluck.
So mentally and emotionally, they should never had kids.
Yes.
So with them being so damaged, the parents allegedly, and in my opinion, should never have had children because they're not healthy in their mind.
Yes, I totally agree with that.
I would say that applies
There
to
are a lot of people
people.
that should not have kids.
I mean, you go places. You go to. I remember the first time we went down to Gatlinburg. First time ever. We came down from Indiana when we were living in Indiana, and we were like, we want to check out the Smoky Mountains for the first time. Might have been the first time, I think. I can't remember if it was the first, but we went. It was one of the first few times, and we went to downtown Gatlinburg, and we witnessed. And I'll never forget this. There was a candy shop down there, and this little boy in a stroller couldn't have been more than 3 or 4. 3 if he was in a stroller.
Would be
2 or 3. Young little boy, and he saw candy on the shelf, and he was just like reaching out his hand, and that woman slapped that kid so freaking hard. Like, I heard this, I practically felt it.
His hand or his face?
I remember hearing the slap.
Yeah, doesn't matter, I guess.
Almost feeling the slap.
Ugh.
And I was just like stunned. She did it in front of everyone. And then she was talking about how she was going to spank him.
Yeah, I've seen a couple.
Wait, I know
Yeah.
a lot of people support spanking, but I mean, at least for good reason. I mean, all the kid did was saw a piece of candy, for gosh sake.
Yeah.
It
I was
seemed,
I was at Walmart one day, and this woman, like little baby, well, she must have been like 3, was walking through the parking lot with her mother, and all she was wearing was a diaper, no shoes, nothing, on the pavement, no shoes, just barefoot, just a diaper, going into Walmart.
on a hot day?
Yeah.
Oh, that's horrible.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know how she still
Wow.
did it. Anyway, my point is, I wish there was a way to make it so that some people
Yeah.
couldn't have kids. But anyway,
The horse pond is probably one of the places I've been to way more times than I can count, and the horse pond, because that was how I got into the Holston River for all those searches, and so man.
yeah.
Okay, I am going to comment on this. Thank you for being respectful with the question. So if we get any other tips from anyone anywhere in the country, and it's a viable tip that they saw Summer, it would be nice if they had a picture, but
Yeah.
if they seem like, if we judge over the phone and over conversations with them that they're sane and that they are just kind, well-meaning people and they believe they had a sighting there, then 100 friggin' percent,
Yeah.
we're going to travel anywhere in the country that we have to go, and we're going to see if we can collect evidence for law enforcement. Actually, I will say we would do like we did last time.
Can I interject?
Yeah.
I would want some proof first, like real proof, like a
Yeah.
picture or something.
Yeah, you didn't like the effort we had to go through without, yeah. And the other thing we would do different, that's one thing we would do different. We would like to
Yeah.
have some kind of
mean-
additional just evidence. But the other thing
Yeah.
too is, and we did this in that case, so this isn't doing anything different, but we would ask, did you already report it? And in that case, for the Florida case, they had reported it already. They said no response. So we would make sure it was reported, for one thing. Probably this time around, we would want to see a little more, because it's a lot.
Yeah,
of,
it was a big undertaking.
So
and
much
I think
work.
we went into it kind of blind, and we learned a lot from doing
Yeah,
it,
we
but-
did. Yeah, we did. Yeah. But yes, we would do it again,
Yep.
just a little differently, maybe.
Yeah. I am going to that cat tonight, I tell you. I'm gonna bow out now. Is that okay?
Yeah. We're almost done, I think.
It's my
Just want to get through
bedtime.
any last few
Okay,
questions.
sorry.
It's Tasha that works at Crazy Chicken. Cool.
Oh, cool.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
Oh, nice.
And I've been meaning to get the folks at work to go to Crazy Chicken. I keep on forgetting.
I've never been to Crazy Chicken.
Yeah, because I can't remember where I saw her post that. I think it was on the Jennifer Santinello page, maybe,
Yeah.
where
I love chicken.
people were like, why? Like some business like didn't let them put flyers on. And she was like, hey, I work at Crazy Chicken. Feel free to come here and put up flyers. And she's even got extras. So
Nice.
thank you. That's awesome.
Very cool.
Good business. Anyone who wants good chicken, go to Crazy
Right,
Chicken.
and you can cater our barbecue
Yeah.
party, our block party.
Yep.
So now we've got a caterer. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Good.
That was a good live. Again, our Thursday ones are kind of like this, just chatting what you guys want to talk about. Sometimes I have things I'll research that I might want to talk about, but usually this is like the chatting day, just hanging out. And we still are planning Sunday afternoon. I think it's going to be earlier afternoon because the creators we're working with prefer early afternoon. I'll get a time nailed down and we'll post it on community post, but we're going to have a couple other creators coming in with us that we respect as really good researchers. That doesn't mean any other creators out there who we deal with, we don't think you're a good researcher just because we didn't invite you. It's just we want to limit it to a couple based on the specific topic that afternoon. I've seen a lot of really good work from both of these people on that topic. So they're going to be invited. We're going to have that discussion on Sunday. That's going to be emotionally, mentally draining, and it's going to take a lot of work.
See, for my video on Sunday, I think I'm.
You take a break, or
no? I'm not going to take a break. I'm just like kind of trying to think where I'm going to go with it. But I definitely think I'll probably.
Have you taken notes?
I've been taking notes,
Good.
but yeah, I was hoping to get more notes, but maybe
you could. Well, some of the things we talked about, I mean, they're pretty.
Yeah. Anybody have any quick questions for me?
And I don't know if did I mention the Sunday topic will be digging into the timeline from the afternoon when they got home to when the disappearance was reported. We're going to be working through that whole arrive. How much do we know? Do we know exactly when they arrived at home? To how much do we know way at the end? And we're going to cover every single thing in there that we know and that we don't know. It's going to be fascinating. I'm looking forward to that.
Hi, Paul.
Whole discussion.
She's in bed right now. Moon's in bed.
Yeah, she's finally in bed. So anyway, thanks everyone again for joining. We had a lot of people for during the week for us. We have most of our viewers just like watching after. So if you're watching this after, thanks for watching the video. Please please subscribe if it's your first time. And we, again, appreciate all of your support so much. Love you all and have a great night.
Love you. Bye. Sorry, I was writing.